Hello everyone, my name is Pukar Dhital. I am an English instructor and today we are following Grade 7 English. We'll be going to the chapter Excursion to the Zoo. So let's begin the chapter.
So let's begin the chapter today. Well, before we begin, I'd like you to have a look at this particular picture. What do you see here in the picture? Well, it might be to some extent blur, or maybe the picture is not dark enough, but still, it's visible, right? When you look close enough, what do you see in the picture? I just want you to take a time, maybe a couple of minute time, right, so that you can observe this particular picture. What do you see? So, and I just want you to discuss in the class, maybe for the next 5 minutes, what do you see in this particular picture, right? What do you see here? And what do you think? Okay, if I'm to write this, I want you to discuss what do you see in the picture? And I also want you to further discuss in the classroom, that is, what do you think the animals are cased in the picture? It's just an open discussion in the classroom, okay? Now, I'm sure you've discussed it in the classroom pretty well and good, right? So let's move further. So our topic is excursion to the zoo. So first of all, what is excursion? Have you ever been to an excursion? What do you understand by the word excursion? All right. So if you look at the dictionary, excursion would be defined as a brief recreational trip, a journey out of the usual way. So see, excursion means you might have known this word as you can relate it to a field visit. Field visit where your purpose is to extract, all right, where your purpose is to extract certain information. Okay, and usually schools or colleges take you to excursion so that, you know what, through excursion you can learn something new. All right, through excursion, all right, you'll be some knowledge would dawn on you. All right, you'd come across or you'd gain certain knowledge. Okay, so see, a brief recreational trip, a journey out of the usual way, not like a journey that you make it every now and then. Okay. But rather a journey out of the usual way. Of course, no schools, take you out every day, okay? But whenever it does, you can call it an excursion. And this time here is, the topic is excursion to the zoo, meaning from the zoo, certain students are being taken to the zoo, all right? It's a field visit. And from there, they are supposed to extract certain information, all right? So now let's move further to the chapter. Now here, I want you to understand that these are the words. Now, these are the words from the chapter which I'm about to read. Okay, and here on this side, we have a meaning. Okay, and I want you to pay close attention here. Now, sign gives someone a task, meaning the word is a sign. And now this word is taken from the chapter which I'm about to read, and its meaning is give someone a task. Based on means related to, in addition to, used when you want to mention some other things. Task, something you do. Grassland, area where grass grows. Cage, something in which birds, animals are kept. Horrible, something that brings feelings of horror. And finally, aquarium, vessel to keep fish for decoration and other purposes. Now, having read these words, I'm going to teach you a particular technique which will help you significantly to improve your vocabulary, okay? So how to build up your vocabulary, all right? So I'm going to provide you a certain technique which will help you build up your vocabulary. So for this case, so let's pick up a word, a sign, which we have it right here, okay? So what are we going to do with this word, all right? So now to teach you, let's move on to the next page. So we have picked up a word, a sign here, okay? So here you go, word is a sign. And then you write down its meaning. Its meaning, as the book has suggested, as given in book, is gave someone a task. Okay, now you know the word, now you know the meaning as well. And you know what? Now we go for part of speech. Now, of course, to do this work, get best help of dictionary. Okay. Now to do this, get best help from dictionary. Of course, these days, hopefully, we have a mobile dictionary, all right, which we have in our mobile phone, and of course you can take best help out of those mobile dictionaries to get these words. Okay, so, and I'm sure you all know how to find words in the dictionary, don't you? Now, here is word, now here's meaning, and now you go for part of a speech. Now, part of a speech is always given in the dictionary, all right? Whether it's adjective, adverb, noun, verb, okay? So in this case, assign would mean here a verb, an action, okay? And again, you'll find this in the dictionary, and of course, in the dictionary, it will be written perhaps only V, all right, in abbreviated form. Now, let's move further. Now we have word, meaning, part of a speech. Now, the sentence from the book, you see, like the title suggests, we go and look into the passage which I'm about to read and figure out this particular word, all right, and see how this word is used in the passage, all right, and in which paragraph perhaps, okay. Now, in the very first paragraph, all right, in the passage at the zoo, which I'll be reading in a while, you'll find that this particular word is used in one particular sentence. Now, here, sentence from the book, the students of different classes were assigned different tasks. The students of different classes were assigned different tasks. Okay, now this is, like the title suggests, this is the very sentence used in the passage. Okay, the students of different classes were assigned different tasks. Finally, now we know the word, we have the word, we know its meaning, we know it's part of a speech, and we also know how this particular word is used in a sentence. Now what we do is we make sentence of our own. Okay, now how are you planning to use this word in your sentence? I think you should assign some professional artists to make your, okay, let me put it here, okay, to make your portrait. See, so this is how you can do the vocabulary words. I want to repeat you again. So first, and this you can do every time whenever you read some magazine articles, any articles from magazine or newspaper articles, or whenever you come across any word whose meaning you do not understand or you do not know, you can always follow this format. For this, you can make your personal diary, all right, where you can have many of these words and where you have followed this particular format to improve your vocabulary. And every time you come across new words, you follow this format to improve your vocabulary, all right? So then you know the word, then you also know its meaning, and you also know it's part of a speech. Sentence from the book, of course, how the particular word is used in the sentence, all right? And then eventually you make sentence of your own, okay? Now, in this case, I think you should assign some professional artists to make your portrait, okay? Now, let's move on to the passage now, shall we? Now, here's the passage I was talking about earlier. At the zoo. On 12th of November, the students of Vishwamitra School went for a visit to the zoo. The students of different classes were assigned different tasks. Remember, this is where I got the word assigned, right? Now, let's follow. Now, see, like the sentence says here, the students of different classes, grade 1, 2, and 3, they're all here, were assigned, they were all given a particular task or different tasks. Grade 1, the students were given a sheet of paper with outline drawings of various birds and animals. They were asked to fill colors in those pictures. Grade 2, the students were also given a sheet of paper with outline drawings. In addition to coloring, they were also asked to write the name of the animal. They also had to write down what the animals and birds ate. Grade 3, the students of grade 3 had a different task. They were asked to make a list of animals and birds. They also had to write where these animals and birds lived. Now this is what we call, see, every time you go to the excursion, it's always best when a teacher provides what we call a trip sheet. All right, this is where there are a lot of questionnaires here. There are a lot of questions here in this trip sheet, and students can, maybe you want to inquire about those questions and ask the locals around and try to provide answer to those questions, okay? So there are all the trip sheets given to grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3, okay? So let's move further. Now, grade 4. The students of grade 4 had to make a list of animals and birds. The list was based on which part of the country or the world the animal lived. For example, mountain region of Nepal, grassland of Africa, and so on. Grade 5. Students of grade 5 had to group the animals according to where they lived. Arboreal. Now, here are the meaning of what these words mean, okay? These are all the meaning of what these words mean, all right? So here are the words, and here are its meanings given on the right-hand side. Arboreal means animals that live on the trees. Terrestrial means animals that live in the forest and grassland. Aquatic means animals that live in water. Amphibian, animals that live both on land and in water. Avian, animals that can fly. They also had to make a drawing of one animal from each type. All the students reached the zoo at 10 o'clock. They entered the gate and looked around. All of them had something to do, so they started walking according to their class. First, it was the animals. They stopped in front of the cage or enclosure. Some students started filling collars, while others started taking notes. As soon as they went to the zoo, all right, they started doing or filling up their trip sheet, let's say. All right, they started doing the work, all those work, all right, as assigned by the teachers. They saw some deer and monkeys. There was a huge hippo near the pond. Some people were riding on the boats. Some others were going around the zoo on the back of an elephant. Then they reached the most exciting part of the zoo, the tiger enclosure. They stopped a long time looking at the tiger. There was also a bear cage nearby. Oh, the horrible smell. All right, this means that, oh, the bear literally smelled very bad. Oh, the horrible smell. When they came away from the tiger enclosure, they turned right and saw rhinos, wild buffaloes, and leopard. There were some hyenas laughing at each passerby. You know, hyenas, it's not that they actually laugh, but alright, the way hyenas make noise, alright, it sounds as if they are laughing. They are also called laughing animal. Alright. The zoo has a separate bird section where you can observe many birds. There are beautiful birds like the peacock and our national bird, Lophophorus. Outside the bird section, the students saw a huge aquarium with many different types of aquatic animals. After that, they again came back to the main gate. They had made a full circle of the zoo. Alright, now having read this passage, this is all about the activity what students did there in the excursion. Alright, they are observing tiger and of course the bear and hyenas and all those animals, buffaloes, rhinos, you just name it. Right, they're observing all these animals and they are filling their trip sheet. Now let's do the exercises that follow, okay? Now look at this. Fill in the gaps with the words from the passage. Remember the passage I've just read? Alright? Now all the words lie right in the passage. Alright? I'm just going to do two of the sentences here, okay? Fill in the gaps with the words from the passage. Now, of course, all the students reach the zoo at what time do you think they reach? They reach at 10 o'clock. Remember, you can get this right from the passage, okay? So you can write here at 10 o'clock. There was a huge, again, of course, you can get it in the passage. Some people were going around the zoo on the back of an, I'm sure most of you are now able to say the word here that you're supposed to fill in. They reached the most exciting part of the zoo, the tiger enclosure, okay? I'm going to help you with this. enclosure, enclosure. There were also some, remember the laughing animal? Laughing at each passerby. There are beautiful birds like the peacock and our national bird. Again, that's up to you. They had made a full, again, that's up to you, okay? Okay, now based on the passage, let's try to answer these questions now, shall we? Answer these questions. Now, number A, what was the task given to grade 1? So it asks you, what was the task given to grade 1? Of course, remember, you can find the answer right in the passage. Remember, most of the time, the answer begins right from the question, okay? Right from the question. So, the task given to grade 1 was that the students were given a sheet of paper with outline drawings of various birds and animals. They were asked to fill colors in those pictures. See, the task given to grade 1 was that the students were given a sheet of paper with outlined drawings of various birds and animals. They were asked to fill colors in those pictures. So this was the task that was given to grade 1 student. This is just one of the methods, all right, which we can use to answer this particular question. Remember, it can be answered in many different ways. Or you can simply write, the task given to grade 1 student was to fill colors in the pictures provided by the teacher. Something as simple as that. See, the task given to grade 1 student was that they were supposed to fill colors in the pictures provided by the teacher. That can also be written as an answer. Now, of course, the rest of the questions are all easy. And of course, remember, you can get the answer right from the passage. So read the passage again and again if you have to read it to find the correct answer. Okay, so I'm going to give you this as homework now, these few questions. All right, these are your homework. A, remember the answers lie right in the passage. When did the students go to the zoo? Number B, what was the task given to grade 2? Number C, what was the task given to grade 3? Number D, what was the task given to grade 4? Number E, what was the task given to grade 5? And number F, what do these words mean? Right? And by the way, you know what? It's very simple answer number F. Of course, all these questions are very simple. The answers lie right in the passage. So you have to read passage again and again. And of course, then change it to the answer, okay? As per the question. Now, of course, arboreal. What do these words mean? The first word is arboreal, terrestrial, aquatic, amphibian, and finally, avian. Okay, let me write it here. Okay, avian. And don't worry, the answers are all in the passage. So you'll have to read the passage and answer these questions. Okay, so thank you very much. And of course, these questions you can do it as a homework, or maybe you can do it in the classroom as well. All right. So, and if you have any queries, feel free to email us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np. Thank you very much.